season finale for the 2021 Bassmaster Elite Series, and what a playing field to decide Angler of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Classic spots, requalification, and a win and in. If you win this event, you punch your ticket to the Super Bowl of bass fishing. And this guy right here, after a tough season, Groh, giant bag on day 3 of this event to make it to Championship Sunday. And Such, if he wins, if he was to win this event, he would make it all go away with a classic berth.
Yeah, emotional getting into that top 10 yesterday on stage with Dave Mercer, Groh from Illinois. Started off with a big bass this morning, Ronnie.
Weather switched up today, and it didn't necessarily help him out. And so another struggle day, but a top 10 nonetheless. David Mullins, he factored in our Angler of the Year race last year. Tough season for about half of it, but a fiery comeback this last half of the season to make the Bassmaster Classic and to make the top 10. Why don't we just knock out both those at the same time? That's what he did yesterday.
Yeah, he climbed up inside, Ronnie. He had a big 19-plus pound bag and got inside our Classic cut, secured him another berth.
It was disastrous day 1, but they're getting better.
David Mullins,
yes,
done very well with smallmouth on the Elite Series. Champlain had a shot to win that event in 2020, all smallmouth, and here this week felt right at home. Needed a couple good events, and he got those events.
And had a big deficit going into Championship Sunday, about 6.5 pounds, Ronnie.
Nothing to lose for him. Yeah, nothing to lose for him. So, hey, why not go out for just limited bites and try to win it? That's what this guy has done and made a career out of it. Those dramatic comebacks, those long runs. And when we come to the St. Lawrence River, there's a short list of names to think about. The Johnstons are on that list, Seth Fighter's on that list, and Brandon Palaniuk. And he lived up to it this week. Another top 10 here.
Oh, man, a 24-pound bag on day 3, Ronnie. 24 for the biggest one of the day to climb into the top 10 and head out on Championship Sunday once again, where he is always a threat.
We know in 2013, our first year here, he had to win to get in, so he knows how some of these anglers feel on the final day.
He's pretty big.
He Babe Ruthed it back then, Ron. He said, I need to win, I'm going to go win. He was DQ'd in the event before.
Get in here!
Losing on points to get in the Classic, but was winning in at that time.
That's a better one.
And he made that. He was the only one to run from the takeoff to the lake this week, though.
Oh, my gosh.
About half of our top 10 was out in the lake.
It is a big one.
So it's no surprise to see Palaniuk. That one right there hurts, and maybe got him a couple more bucks in his wallet for a finish this week. But nonetheless, a great event for him.
Bernie Schultz, a day 1 and 2 leader, 25.5 on day 1, fouled it up with another decent bag, 22.9, Ronnie. Slower day 3. Fished his area out. He's trying some new spots on Championship Sunday to see if he could find those, something like his 6.2 he had on day 1.
Yeah, and that wind changed up, so he was able to pick up a spinnerbait and catch some fish that way. And for Bernie Schultz, 347 Bassmaster events. Since 1982, he has been bassing around the world, and for Schultz, never won an event. This would be a great time to do it because he would win and in for the Classic. He would accomplish a goal that everyone wants to if they fish the Elite Series. But otherwise, Bernie Schultz, one of the top performers every year on the St. Lawrence River.
Hammer time.
Johnston, former winner here, a former runner-up here, and he went into the final day in 3rd place in the standings. Him and his brother, it kind of helps and it kind of hurts that your brother is on the Elite Series with you, because it helps because you can break it down a lot quicker with your brother, and it hurts because you probably know a lot of the same areas and you split up fish, and that's what happened the first few days. But he gave way to his brother, and he had to go searching on the final 2 days.
Brother had a little disaster here a couple years ago. He almost caught 100 pounds of smallmouth. Johnston did in winning last year, Ronnie. Holding off Paul Mueller, 97 pounds, 8 ounces.
Today, he really made a risk of it. Windier day, harder navigation-wise, and made the longest run of anyone in the field other than Austin Felix. And it almost paid big dividends. He could not stay on his desired spot, so he had to adjust. Caught some solid fish for sure, but not the weight to come back and win this event. Meanwhile, this guy, Clark Wendlandt had a shot to win last year. Tough final day, not the case this year, though. A great final day for him. It's just, was it great enough?
Yeah, he had a bunch of solid 4+s, Ronnie, today. Another bag over 20 pounds.
He said
Clark
maybe
Wendlandt, last year's Angler of the Year.
Maybe 22, maybe 23, but the problem is there are other guys who have 21 or 22, and there's a guy who has an even bigger bag than that, so he may get eaten up by the weight margins that he had to make up to win this event. Either way, a great top 5 for Clark Wendlandt, our 2020 Angler of the Year champion.
He says he vacations out here, so he is well versed with these islands and fishing spots.
If the lake is
Ontario.
open, if the lake is open, he will head to the lake, and that's what he's done for 4 days this week. As we go to our day 3 leader, Corey Johnston. When a Canadian is on top of the leaderboard, it's scary, but it's even scarier when a Canadian's on top of the leaderboard. When the body of water touches Canada, you know that they have prior knowledge of this place, and Corey Johnston, one of the most skilled and well-versed anglers here.
They cut their teeth fishing tournaments on this fishery. Canadian side is off limits this week. It may have hurt them a lot, Ronnie. They could have maybe ran away with it. It looked like they were going to anyway.
For Corey Johnston, this final day, really slow start hindered his progress. He only had 1 fish when a lot of anglers had a limit, and he had to try to come back this afternoon with limited time. And valiant effort, but this guy right here, it's Taku time.
Number 1.
What a giant bag on the final day of a Bassmaster Elite Series event and the final day of the season. Every single fish that Taku caught seemed to be a giant. He said it is smallmouth Disneyland in my boat right now, and then he said there were 105 pounders below his boat. That's what it felt like. Every drop was a big one.
They had a big line to get in on the ride, and he gave the fast passes to the big ones, Ronnie. The big kids got the fast passes and got on the smallmouth Disneyland.
We're still working on his weight estimates. He only thinks he has 22 or so. We think he's got 24, closer to 25. We will see, obviously, how it pans out once they're made official during the weigh-in process. But Taku Ito, what a bright and shining star in the Bassmaster Elite Series. Said Taku loves smallmouth and smallmouth loved Taku.
He just started fishing, what, last year? Was it the first time he's ever caught a smallmouth fish? Ever?
And he was one of our main contenders going into the final day, along with this guy, Justin Atkins. The winning in helped out 4 anglers this week. If you win this event and make the Classic, 4 anglers in the top 10 would love that. And Justin Atkins, one of those, former college angler at Mississippi State, through all of those ranks, has won at the college level, won at the open level, has not won on the elite level, and would love to make a Classic. He could do both of those at the final event of the season.
Boy, he had a subpar season. You thought he'd come on here with his accolades and tear up. Started this event 78th in the Angler of the Year points run. Even on his home water, Pickwick, or Pickerman Fantasy, he was disappointed in himself.
Definitely a lot of changing conditions, and he said basically anything that could go wrong this year went wrong for him. Uncharacteristically tough season for
That just happened.
Justin Atkins, and we've seen other anglers do that this year. Clark Wendlandt, Scott Canterbury, former Angler of the Year champions, recently both missing the Classic. And for Justin Atkins, the whole crew, the 2021 season, that's the final day at the St. Lawrence River. Appreciate you tuning in. What a great highlight show to end the year.